Hi Moonies, welcome back to my channel. Welcome. If you're new here, welcome to the Moonies squad. On this side of YouTube, we love to talk about anime, witchcraft, witch tips, all those things under that umbrella. So if you're interested on joining the Moonies squad, definitely turn on that bell notification and subscribe, like this video, and just come hang out with us on Wednesdays and Fridays. So if you're new here, this is the Learn Tarot series with Moonies Metaphysical. And today we are talking about the last card in the major arcana, which is the Fool card. Now, before we get into the Fool card and the interpretation, all that stuff, I'm just going to give a little bit more information on the continuation of the series since it is coming to an end. So, first thing off the bat, there is one more episode in this series. It's a bonus video and it's going to be about the minor suits in the tarot. So it's going to be like the, I just drew a blank, sorry. Pentacles, wands, cups, and swords. Those are the four suits in the minor arcana, so like of Ace of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, all that stuff. So it'll be more in-depth video talking about the suits. I said the soups, sorry, I'm a little hungry. The suits and the titles. Sorry, I don't know why I just drew a blank there, but I'm also hearing my little fur baby running around, so she like distracted me. But we're going to be talking about the suits. So of course, like I mentioned, the suits include pentacles, swords, wands, and cups. And then we're going to talk about the titles such as ace, page, king, and queen, how to overall interpret those energies in a reading, right? When you are doing like a whole reading with a tarot spread with all the cards, right? So that episode is going to be up next week. That will be on Wednesday right before Thanksgiving, guys. There will be no episode on Black Friday, so that will be next week, the 24th. There is no episode, but we'll just jump right back into our regular schedule with more and new content the following week. So definitely, like I said, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you're not missing any content along with my witch tip series as well. So those will not, next week's episode will be Wednesday, and like I said, it'll be that bonus video of the minor arcana suits. But then on Friday, next Friday, there won't be a video. But another thing too as well, if you're interested in booking a personal reading with me, the description is in the description box. There is the link to my shop if you're interested in booking one. I have in-depth personal readings. I have more specific ones like shadow work, what your ancestors are trying to tell you, career, love, and I just drew a blank. Ancestors. So did I say that? I said no. Love, career, shadow work, ancestors, and personal. Yeah, 5. Sorry. I have no idea why I just drew a blank there, but anyway, those are in the description box if you're interested. Also, check out my shop for the Black Friday deals. They will be on throughout this weekend and next week, right before, yeah, for Black Friday. So without further ado, that's all that I just had to let you guys know. So now we are jumping into the Fool card. So before we get into interpretations and the energy of the card, you know, all that good stuff that you're here for, just a quick disclaimer. Some people in their journey of learning tarot, they are taught and they learn and they practice that tarot, the Fool card specifically in tarot, sorry, is the first card. So it's like card 0. And then there are some people that learn that the Fool card is like kind of like the last card, is like a subset card, because before the Fool, towards ending, like the World is the last card in the major arcana. But some teachings are like, hey, the World is the completion of a chapter, and then the Fool is like, okay, now you're jumping into something new with just faith and abundance, right? Or an abundance mindset, like you're just releasing all these restrictions and jumping into it with faith, no other thoughts, just vibes, right? Type of energy. So some people, and by some people I mean me, I'm pretty sure there are other people out there because I've seen the discourse on like social media, but I believe that the Fool is kind of like the beginning again. So, you know, you have the World card. If you haven't seen that video, definitely check it out. All the other videos are in a nice organized playlist for you if you want to binge it, so definitely check out the World card and the other videos. But the World card and then the Fool following, how I was taught and how I learned and how I practice it as well, is that the Fool card and the World card go hand in hand. It's like the teacher and the master. Like there's going to be a moment in your life where you eventually will become the master in a certain topic, and there's constant moments in your life where you're going to be the Fool. You're just learning something new. You're the student. So That's how I learned it. So in this series as well, I started with the first card, and then I'm ending it with the Fool card. Some people start with the Fool card and with the World card. I'm ending it with the Fool card because, like I mentioned, that's how I learned, that's how I practice. So just put that out there. If you definitely want to have a conversation about it and get the discourse started, and definitely drop it in the comments below. Just be mindful and be respectful, but definitely just let me know what are your thoughts. But that's how I practice it. Like I said, that's how I learn, and then that's how I practice it, and that's how I've been reading it for my clients for years. But either way, I feel like the placement of the Fool card doesn't change the actual energy and depiction of the card anyway in a reading. It's just how people, like when they're learning tarot, how they learn type of thing. But anyway, without further ado, the Fool card. So as I mentioned, the Fool card is the 22nd card in the Major Arcana. And the Major Arcana, the first 22 cards are what consider the Major Arcana, and the remaining 58, I believe, are the Minor Arcana. I can't remember if that's the exact number of the remaining. I'm pretty sure it's the remaining 58. I'm pretty sure. 58 or 56, I think. But the remaining cards are the Minor Arcana, so either way. But, so going into the energy of a Fool card, how to interpret it in a reading. Okay, so the Fool card is essentially the card of new beginnings. When you get this card in a reading, no matter what the topic is, because the Fool card, regardless of it's one of those cards that has an energy it's really transparent across whatever topic you talk about, but it's also a great indicator for education, because the Fool is essentially going back to being a student. You're learning something. It's a new beginning, new faith. It's just you and the divine, and you're like, I don't know what the journey is, I don't know what the outcome is, but I'm ready to learn something new. So when you get the Fool card in a reading, it's about wanting to learn. Okay, you're at a very optimistic state. Like, you don't know what there is to know, but you're open to learning. And so when you get the Fool card in a reading, it's really giving that energy of that's the kind of thing. It's funny that it's called the Fool, when in reality it's just like, it's the student. You're not dumb, or you're not a fool. It's not idiotic to want to learn something, and it's not idiotic not to learn something, because there's a difference between ignorance, and then there's a difference of just not knowing something. And the Fool is more of the energy of like, you don't know what's out there, you don't know what's going on, you don't have no insight on this situation or this topic, but you have the energy and the drive because you want to learn it. So that is the overall energy of the Fool card. It's just trust between you and the divine, of things that you have no other insight, no knowledge of, but you're just putting your faith out there, and you're just going to go on that journey. So when you get the Fool card upright in a reading, it's really it's really highlighting, the like beginnings, innocent, a leap of faith, originality. Okay, the Fool card is a great card of like you having, like, if whether it's you, or like if you're the asker, like you're doing a reading for yourself, or you're doing a reading for your friend or for a client or whatever, and like as you're practicing. But the Fool is really focusing on originality. Like, okay, like you don't know any insight of the situation, this topic, whatever the case is, but you're learning as you go, and as you learn, you know, everybody's perspective and interpretation of things are different. So that is going to allow you to put a twist on whatever it is that you're learning, whatever it is that you're experiencing. So when you get the Fool card upright in your reading, it's really focusing on new beginning. It's kind of like a childlike innocence. Like you're like a toddler just waddling around. Like you don't really know, but you want to learn, and you want to touch things, you want to smell things, you want to feel things, you want to experience life. That's the energy of the Fool card when you get it upright. And like I said, the Fool card, it's definitely a great indicator for the topic of education. Like if you're asking a question, like, and I mean you, but I mean like the asker, right? When you want to learn something, or you're like, I want to go on that business endeavor, but I'm not really sure how to approach it, or I want to go back to school, I want to enroll in that program, I want to do this, I want to do that, but I'm not really sure. The Fool card upright is a great indicator of like seeking that education, just going for it. What's the worst they can do? Tell you no? Like that's a part of life, and that's what the Fool card is telling you, is that it's better for you to go and learn something without any other prior knowledge or experience or expectation, so that way you completely trust the universe and revealing to you what you need to know in this question, this chapter, this segment. So that's what it is when you get the Fool card upright in a reading. Now, in reverse. When you get the Fool card in reverse, it's definitely more of an internal spin. Some people, they don't read reversals. They think that, or that they think the energy is the overall same. Some people think that reversals are entirely negative connotations. I disagree with both. I'm more in the gray area. I think reversals should be read because I do think the energy and the direction of the reading does change. But I also think that they're not negative. It's just more so having the person ask the question reflect in words. So it's more internally as opposed to externally. So when you get the Fool card in a reading, like I said, regardless of topic, it's more about like chaos, immaturity, lack of direction, naivety, and quite frankly, like stupidity. So remember, as I said, when you get it upright, it's giving that childlike innocence. But remember, sometimes, like with kids, I'm pretty sure everybody has been around kids. You were kids at one point in your life, where there's a difference between, like, you know, when kids have their moments, like, okay, like this is they're just being adventurous, they're exploring, they're being kids. But also another part of them being kids is like, okay, like that was like, from your adult perspective, you're like, that was pretty stupid for you to do. But they don't know better. But you know, tarot's gonna call you out, so it's like, you're stupid. Or sometimes it's just not that you were stupid. It could be that, you know, just you didn't allow yourself to really think out a solution or think out a direction. But definitely when you get the Fool reverse in your reading, it's highlighting more to focus internally, and it's really focusing on like, okay, like, well, what's your emotional state? What's your mental state? Are you in a state of chaos where you feel like you're jumping from something to something without any thought? That's really like impulsivity. And impulsivity sometimes is a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing, but more often than not, it's usually leaning towards the bad thing because you want to rationalize certain things and decisions in your life. So when you get the Fool card in a reading, it's really highlighting on like, hey, for the asker, like there's something here that's not really working for your benefit. You're not thinking, okay, brain health is gut health is brain health. You know, there seems to be a disconnect there. So definitely that does lean more to the fact of like being called the Fool card. But in regards to ruling element and ruling planets, so I'm pretty sure, as you are, like, it's pretty obvious, but it's okay if you didn't realize it. I know sometimes some people take away certain things in these videos. They're like, oh, a specific word stuck with me, or the zodiac is linked to stuck with me. Like, you learn however you learn at your own pace, and that's totally fine. But the ruling element and the ruling planet for the Fool card specifically is the air element, because remember, it's channeling that freedom, that lack of that freedom, that lack of restriction. You know, you're just going out there, you're learning, you're trusting the divine is the energy of the Fool card. And so that's air energy. Air energy, literally, it's freedom. You can't see air, you can't contain air. It's just freedom all over us, right? And then it's ruled by the planet Uranus, which I'm pretty sure if you're aware, Uranus is the planet of rebellion. And it's the planet of not just rebellion, because sometimes people think, oh my god, rebellion is such a bad word. It's not necessarily just about rebellion, but it's about spontaneity, okay? Like, you want to do something big, you want to do something drastic, you want to do something different, you want to do something expressive. That is the planet of Uranus, right? So it's about freedom. You know, one can argue that freedom and rebellion are two sides of the same coin, and that is the energy of the planet Uranus. So the Fool card, the element is air, and the ruling planet is Uranus. However, like I said, however you interpret that, one can argue freedom and rebellion are two sides of the same coin. It's the energy of the Fool card. You know, upright, it means like challenging that new beginning, that leap of faith, originality. Reverse can be chaos, immaturity, lack of direction, naivety, stupidity. So now, as I end all my videos, is it a yes, is it a no, or is it a maybe so? It's a yes. So when you get the Fool card in a reading, it's regardless of like how it might sway, it's a yes. Now, whether it's a yes in reverse or a yes in upright, it's really based upon the question that you're asking, and you would know. Like, even as a beginner tarot reader, you would know. You would feel it come to you, like, okay, like I know whether this is a good yes or whether this is a bad yes. But regardless, the Fool card is a yes. It's yes because the Fool card essentially is telling you that whatever is the question that you are asking, whatever it is, whatever topic, whatever person, whatever being, whatever situation, whatever topic it is, it's a yes, because the Fool card is telling you that new beginnings are on the horizon. New beginnings are to be expected, okay? This is the energy, this is a time where you're not really aware of what's going on, but the Fool card is just like, it's like a little alarm letting you know, like, hey, things are coming. Things that you did not expect, things that you probably didn't even know of are coming. New beginnings are to be expected when you get the Fool card in a reading, is essentially the overall energy of this. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you guys so much if you have watched this whole series. I truly appreciate it so very much. Thank you guys so much for